Okay, hello and welcome back to the Football Rundown. We should be live this time around, and it should hopefully be a little bit better. The pitch quality looks like it from what I'm seeing at the moment. So yeah, we've gone a little bit earlier than we expected to. We're going to go live at 10 o'clock. So I think some people might still assume it's 10 o'clock. Try to let people know as best as possible, but decided to move it forward. I actually put it at 10 o'clock by accident because I forgot with it being a earlier kickoff that of course it would be finished well before 10 o'clock. So I decided to move it forward for that reason. Obviously, those that haven't got the memo will be watching it maybe later on when it's no longer live. So we'll just get through it as best as possible. But the match reaction is live. Obviously, County won 4-1, just like we did against Accrington in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy in the first game. It's been a decent run out for County as well. Good to see Tanto Alafi scoring again, 2 goals for him. Nick Powell getting a goal as well from a free kick headed in. It'll go down as his goal at least anyway. So yeah, I think it's been a decent run out for those players. I don't think there's any injury problems. We managed to make quite a few subs, so I'm generally quite happy with how it's gone. I think 4-1 win, always a decent win. And like I say, that pretty much should cement our spot in the in terms of progressing through the group phase. I'm trying to think who our next game is. I'll actually go and figure it out now because haven't checked who we've got next in the. It'll be Charlton, will it be? Hang on a minute. No, where I've got that from. I'm looking at the League One table here. Who do we have in this tournament? Football League trophy, EFL trophy. Tranmere. So we got Tranmere next in that. So again, a League 2 opposition again. So a game we should, in theory, be winning. However, I'm not sure if it's a home or away game. That could be important because the last time we went to Tranmere, it was not good viewing. That was a 4-0 defeat, wasn't it, to Stockport County that day? Really disappointing. So, and especially given the fact that we've won both games so far 4-1, we wouldn't want to have a 4-0 go against us. But I think we pretty much have got the group phase pretty much sorted now. You think 6 points? Yeah, I don't see County dropping that now. So we will be in the next round. It looks like, and I don't know how many games there is to the final once you're out of the group. But I just think it's a good opportunity for us to keep playing these games, keep getting some really good players, valuable game time, because that's a strong team out there tonight. But it's not our starting 11 at the moment. It's not our strongest team. In fact, we had just. I think it was just two players remained from the starting 11 at the weekend. So that says a lot about the squad depth. I keep hammering home this point about the squad depth at the moment. That's going to be vital for us throughout the season. If we can keep most of these players fit, we're going to do really well this season, you'd think. Tanto Alafi again, still not managed to get many minutes really in League One. I think he's yet to start a game in League One this season for Stockport County, which, as I say, is just bizarre. I mean, if you said to me, like I say, I said it in the pre-match stuff as well. If you said to me at the beginning of the season, so the end of last season, Tanto Alafi wouldn't be starting games in League One, you would ask questions serious as to what's happened. But that's just down to the form of Cal Wotton. It's down to the recruitment that has gone on behind the scenes over the summer. So yeah, put us in a really good position to sort of use these cup games as an opportunity to get the players' fitness. Apologies as well to people. I think people are starting to realise that I've come in quite a bit earlier. I mean, we're talking about an hour earlier. We'll just go over the scorers. So Tanto Alafi scored 2 today. Jaden Fevrier with a goal, but another goal for him. Nick Powell again as well, getting on the score sheet from the free kick. I can't remember who took the free kick, to be honest. Kind of lost interest a little bit during the game because it got to a point where it was quite comfortable for County, and I mean it was quite comfortable really until we ended up conceding a goal late on, which was a sloppy mistake really from Hinchliffe. But 4-1, like I say, it's enough. It sees us win the game, and it sees us with a good opportunity of going through to the next round, however many rounds it is to the final. I'm not too sure, but like I say, giving valuable minutes to those players and that certainly need it. Stuart's saying missed most of the first half, but what I did see, it looked good. Yeah, I thought the first 25, maybe 30 minutes was quite slow. Really, County were in control, but it didn't look like there was too much happening. I think he actually put it on Twitter that it's been quite a boring first half. I think he actually said paper aeroplanes must be going around Edgeley Park at the moment because not too much is happening. And about 5 minutes later, we were 2-0 up. So someone got in their ear to say, put your ideas up because it wasn't a great first half overall, but we got those two goals in within what felt like 2 minutes, and that got us going. And like I say, against some under 21s kind of team, you go 2-0 up as a senior team, probably physically stronger. I think it's probably cruise control from then on. And that's what it kind of showed that today. We even saw it against Accrington a little bit, in the last game where once you kind of go 2 or 3 up, it's very difficult for a team like Accrington to get back in it. Just the sheer strength of that county squad is going to overwhelm teams. He also said thought the ref was a bit slack. Didn't really pick up on it too much, to be honest. The ref, to be honest, like I say, I wasn't really that focused on the game. There's a load of games going on tonight actually as well. I mean, Barnsley are on. That's the team we face in, what is it, a week and a half from now. They're currently 3-0 down to United at Old Trafford. That's interesting for them. Not really getting too much insight from Barnsley on how they're going to play against County, because the way they're setting up against United would be different, you would think, to how they're going to set up against County, especially on home turf, which is not tonight. But yeah, didn't really notice too much about the referee. Nick said, goal first. Good to see Tanto look sharp. Powell, a good goal. Yeah, it was a decent header from him, to be fair. Tanto did look sharp. Those 2 goals were well worked, which is always a good thing. Picture looking sharp, Rob. Good to see you got the technical gremlins sorted. Yeah, I got it sorted. Didn't actually have to do anything. Just did what I normally do. That didn't work last time, but has worked this time. So fingers crossed I don't have that problem again. But reality is these things are going to happen. We're not Sky Sports. Who needs Sky Sports when you can have technical issues on StreamYard? They could really do with having some sort of stuff on pre-match on Sky and all that kind of stuff for the Sky Sports Plus kind of games, because there's not a lot going on, and I think they could probably get people on. I reckon there's loads of people who do like sort of fan channels for the sort of EFL teams. It could probably do decent coverage on Sky, because some people now are really professional. It's not just anyone talking nonsense. So, don't know. Maybe Sky might look into that one day. Fevs should have got booked second half for push. It's gonna happen. Fevrier is actually really impressing me at the moment. Every time I watch him play, he seems to have something about him. He seems to look a constant danger, a constant threat. He's not quite got the numbers yet in terms of goals and assists that I think he could go on to have based on what I've seen. He could be a real handful for teams. And off the top of my head, I can't remember how old he is, but I don't think he's any older than 22, 23. So that's quite frightening if that's true, because he looks like a real player. Honestly, he does. I mean, he's not quite got the goal scoring ability of a Louis Barry yet, but the way that he drives at teams is almost similar on that right hand side as what we see from Barry on the left. So Fevrier is an interesting one. I actually probably think he's maybe more involved in the game than Barry at times, because Barry does find himself out of the games at times, and the goals do help him. Whereas Fevrier seems to be getting into the game throughout. He obviously has the ability to play as a wing back as well, which helps him probably get in the game more. So yeah, really excited to see more Jaden Fevrier. He does look like a real player going forward, and what is his future going to look like? What sort of level could he play at? A higher level than League One, I reckon, especially if he's that young. So interesting one. Thought Fiorini did okay as well tonight. Connolly looked all right as well, sort of right back kind of position I saw him playing at quite a lot of time. Like I say, just the two remained from the game on Saturday in terms of Ethan Pye and Horsford at the back, and they changed as well with Hughes coming on at some point in the game, which I think is important. We said that might have happened. We said he might have got minutes off the bench, and winning the game or leading the game 4-0, I think it was at the time, allowed us to make that change. So I think that worked to our advantage quite well. Like I say, I think Hinchliffe made a bit of an error in terms of the lead up to their goal at the end, but it happens. It's going to be difficult for him. He's used to playing every game. I think he played every game in our, en route to being champions of League Two last season. To now not be getting many minutes at all, getting any games at all. It's going to be difficult. You are going to make mistakes. And let's face it as well. Look, these Everton under 21 players, they'll have quality in them. These will be players that have got quality. We've got Tyler Nyango, who's on loan from us now, on loan with us now rather. He would have been a type of player would have been playing in these kind of games just a few years ago himself. Everton under 21s. Fiorini, who's part of our squad now, he would have been playing these kind of games for City's under 21s. So we have to also respect as well. Yes, it's their under 21s team, but they'll have players that are more than capable of playing in League Two, League One as well. And I think that was the idea of the competition and the format changing. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the idea of putting a load of EFL senior teams against Premier League's under 21 sides, but I kind of understand why they looked to do that. It was to get those young players minutes against, getting minutes in men's football. Really, I do understand that. I just think it kind of says that the EFL is low quality, and I don't necessarily think that's the case. There's some really good quality in throughout the EFL now as well. So yeah, I think maybe they've got to change that going forward. I don't think it's quite worked out the way that I think they would have hoped it would have done. I think some people, the fact that you play Everton under 21s or Premier League's under 21s, that's probably why you only see a few hundred or just under 1,000 at Edgeley Park on a Tuesday night. Because I reckon if it was a bit more of a game, a bit more like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, they'd get high numbers. But then I suppose if it was just another cup like that, it wouldn't be any different to the Carabao Cup. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I don't really see how they'll get fans to take it too seriously in the early rounds. It's a shame that there wasn't that many at Edgeley Park today, but how can I complain? I wasn't there either, and I could have been. So, yeah, I think we're all kind of early rounds in this kind of competition. It's an opportunity to watch it on TV in the comfort of our own home. And let's face it, we're not bothered now. Not many turned up. Fair play to the ones that did today. But if it gets to a quarter final, semi final, we're all going to be wanting tickets. So yeah, let's just see how the competition goes on. I think we've got a decent chance of going far in the tournament because the size of the squad, the quality of the squad that we've got available to us. Stuart's saying Gardner looked very keen. His footwork was very tricky. Yeah, he looks like an interesting player. Not seen too much of him. Saw him a bit in pre-season. Looks like someone who's got a bit of pace about him as well. Looks like he's someone who wants to take players on, but obviously lacks the physicality. That's clear to see. He's not the tallest player. He's certainly not the strongest of players. And I think that is probably why he's not been in the team as much as he possibly could have been so far. Just got on behind me because I switched games now with this one being over. I think the second half's underway for United against Barnsley. And as I say, Barnsley will be playing just under 2 weeks. I'll be doing that one away from home. So yeah, interesting to see how that one will go. And obviously interesting at the weekend as well. Leighton Orient, we will have the match preview coming up on Thursday, I think, for that one. So do keep an eye on the channel for that one. As well. But yeah, Gardner looked okay. That's what I was going to say. Good suggestion about pre-match on Sky Plus. Get an application in with a show reel. I think it's more of a general point. I think there's some really good content creators in the lower leagues, and I think that maybe there is a place for them to do stuff maybe on these kind of games on Sky Plus because it's not like Sky have got anyone else to do it. And I sometimes think as well with Sky you get the coverage. These pundits don't know as much about these teams as the fans do, and obviously you've got to be fairly well spoken. You've kind of got to know what you're talking about a little bit. You can't just get anyone to do it. But there are some really good guys who know what they're talking about better than me. I don't know loads about the EFL, to be honest. We were playing, but I had the Birmingham Wrexham game on yesterday. I went live for it, and I was a little out of my comfort zone because I don't have a clue what I'm on about when I'm talking about Birmingham Wrexham. But Birmingham Wrexham fans all know, so I think that's kind of where the appeal would be, and maybe Sky will go in that direction going forward. We'll have to wait and see. Only 1,299 tonight, but 40 years ago that was a big attendance. What at Edgeley Park or just generally? Because I don't know. I think for this kind of competition, it's going to be always going to be difficult to get big numbers in early on in the competition, and it's only get more difficult because the weather's going to get colder. It's going to be darker at night. People, it's not going to be as good as it was today. It was looks like a nice evening at Edgeley Park today. So, and the result obviously helps. I think did I predict a 3-1 win? We won 4-1. So again, slightly off. I've just missed something. Yeah, I've just missed a goal. Anyone who's interested, there's been a goal at Old Trafford. I feel like I'm doing Soccer Saturday. Ganacho scored 4-0. Yeah, 4-0. They haven't scored Barnsley. I thought Barnsley would have scored, to be honest. But for a county home game, he's qualified. Well, attendances have gone up, and I think Edgeley Park has always got bigger attendances than a lot of the teams they've been competing with over the last sort of decade, particularly as well. I mean, I remember going to County, and I'm not going to say I was there every week, but I remember going to County games like, in 2012, that kind of time. Probably the beginning of a really dark period of time for the club, and I remember them getting decent numbers, numbers then. I remember them, I remember seeing the highlights on County's YouTube channel around sort of 2015. They were playing teams that basically looked like they were playing in the car park. County has got a decent sized stadium, and obviously, there's plans to increase it. But I think if they are going to increase it, they've got to try and attract people, for this kind of game more. But that's not on County. That's on the competition. They've got to make it more appealing to people. Nick's saying, do you think Ten Hag should go? And now United looks pretty poor so far. Interesting one about that. Well, at the moment they're 4-0 up against Barnsley, but they should be beating Barnsley 4-0. That's been the problem. This is about County, but the question's been asked. United should be beating teams like Barnsley 4-0. The fact they haven't done that is probably the reason why the pressure's on him so much, is because they win games really narrowly when they should win games, against these kind of teams, no disrespect, in a much, bigger margin between the two teams. I remember they played Newport in the FA Cup last season, 4-2. I mean, it could easily have gone the other way, and they easily could have been knocked out, and then they never would have won the FA Cup. So yeah, the season so far, not tonight. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. Going back to it, yeah, no, I wouldn't personally. I think they've just spent a shed load in the summer. A lot of the players he's brought in, his kind of players, or the players that the club have brought in, are players he'd want to work with. Delict's one. He's looked good so far from. Why would you bring in another manager? There's talk of maybe Tuchel going in. I don't think he was playing him at Bayern Munich. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very much on the. I think Ten Hag should stay at the moment for United, but everyone's got their own opinions. I think that's kind of what makes the world go round. The one thing I would say for United is I think maybe if someone like Zinedine Zidane became available, then you maybe sit up and take notice. But for them at the moment, I think they've got to keep Ten Hag, and at the moment it's looking reasonably okay from. I just turned because I was going to check it wasn't 4-4, because you just never know with United at the moment. But no, I think they are a better team. I think they're a better team than they were last season. I watched the Liverpool game the other week, and obviously 3-0 is never great, but they had 11 shots against United, Liverpool. That's a lot better than 34 or 28, which I think they had in both games last season. So there's progress there for them, and yeah, interesting to watch them score a few tonight. And I've got it on because I keep an eye on United, but I've also got it on because they're playing Barnsley, and like I say, I'm excited to see what Barnsley have got to offer, which at the moment doesn't look to be too much, because I'm going to Barnsley away at the end of the month, which I'm looking forward to, because the match logs have dried up. Basically, that postponement of the Reading game kind of threw me off, because I kind of booked the Reading game. I'm thinking I'll do that one for September. I'll do Barnsley at the end of the month. That'll be 2 games in September, and then I'll try and do some more afterwards. And then they kind of postponed it, so I've not ended up going to a game in September till maybe Barnsley away now. But then I've got a load of games that I'm going to for County in October. I think I'm doing Wigan, I'm doing Wickham, I'm doing I'm doing Reading as well, and I think Lincoln might be in October as well, and I think that's going on sale at some point. I'll try and see if I can do that one. So yeah, I've got a few games back in the pipeline. Looking forward to that. Good result today. Good result for County now. Bringing it back to County. Good result. 4-1 again. Should see us go through to the next round. And like I say, that's a good opportunity for us to keep on playing these players that are desperate for minutes. Tanto Alafi chomping at the bit to try and get try and get in that starting 11 for County come the weekend. I just don't see him getting it at the moment. I think Challoner's almost kind of in a weird way hoping that Cal Wootton doesn't score now, because it kind of then gives him an excuse to bring Tanto back in, because he needs to bring Tanto back in, because at some point he's going to want to start games, and if he doesn't, other teams will come in for him in January. I don't think we will lose Alafi, but if he's not starting games, he'll look at it, he'll be on the phone to his agent, and he'll be saying, I need to go, I need to play football. So Challoner's got to manage this very carefully with Alafi and Wootton. It's an interesting kind of battle that's come up between the two of them, because I didn't think Wootton was going to be here beyond the summer. I thought Alafi would be number one striker, and I actually thought we were going to struggle for goals in the team if Alafi wasn't the one to get them. Now it looks like we've got him available scoring goals. Wootton can score goals. Jack Stretton, we want to see more of him in League One. We saw obviously the 2 goals he brought in against Accrington last week. We want to see more from him. And then, the same with Michael Mellon, but also just goals in the rest of the team. We're not even talking about Louis Barry yet, the goals he's scoring at the moment. Jaden Fevrier can chip in with goals. I want to see more from Jack Diamond. He still looks like there's something in him there. We're just not quite seeing that end product yet. It will come with time. But if he's not careful, other players will eventually come ahead of him in the pecking order. So yeah, I think we'll wait and see what happens with County. As I say, I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday. Keep up with that one. We will be doing the match preview for that one. Not going to that one, so there won't be a match vlog out for the game on Saturday. But we will be doing one for Barnsley, which is the week after. So yeah, just checking again. It's definitely not 4-4. They are still 4-0 up. So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on man the match as well? By the way, and what do you think? How many changes do you think Challoner will make from tonight's match to the game on Saturday? Who deserves to stay in based on their performance tonight, or do you think that irrespective of how well they played tonight, it's not enough to necessarily push someone out their place for the game on Saturday? Because for me, I think Tanto's got to get in at some point. Does he come in over Wootton on Saturday? I think he's got to. He's yet to start a game in League One. I think. I don't think I'm wrong on that. And I think he's got to. And I think the fact that Wootton didn't score at the weekend has maybe given him, as I say, the perfect opportunity to drop him. So yeah, that's an interesting conversation to have. I think we'll probably go more in depth on that on the preview on a Thursday, which I'll be bringing out. There we go. 5-0. 5-0. Yeah, Barnsley are falling apart, which can only be a good thing for County, who play them in, as I say, not this week, but the week after. September's gone by really quick, hasn't it? So yeah, looking forward to the game keeping up with the game on Saturday. We will have the match preview out. Thanks to everyone who has joined in as well with the conversation. Do get subscribed as well. Do keep liking the videos. I do keep watching as well because I appreciate, I can't do these live stuff without the comments coming in, so I appreciate it. And also as well, hopefully people enjoyed the idea of me doing live stuff for other games in the EFL as well. That's something I might start to try and look to do. And obviously we've got TFR Plus as well, which is, there's a link to that in the description below. We're trying to use that as maybe an opportunity to talk about things like what Nick asked me just then about Ten Hag and stuff like that. And we can talk about, Premier League stuff, Villa in the Champions League and all that kind of stuff. So if people want to tune into that, TFR Plus, there's not a video out on it yet, but do subscribe to that. And also, always let me know. Always let me know what kind of videos you want me to make. If you've got something that you want my opinion on, whether it's county, EFL, Premier League, whatever, I'll try and talk about it because that's what I want to do. I enjoy talking about these things. I enjoy questions coming in, and I just enjoy talking about football. I think that's it's the debate we want. We all want to have. It's like Tanto Alafi at the moment versus Wootton. There'll be some people who think Wootton should keep playing. There'll be some people who want Tanto to get his opportunity to start in League One. And it's an interesting conversation to have. I see both sides of the argument. So yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed this. Like I say, keep an eye out for the game, for the preview on Thursday. Do get subscribing if you're not already. Like as well, like the video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Match preview coming out on Thursday for the game on Saturday. I got no plans to go live ahead of the game on Saturday because I might be busy, and obviously I'm not watching the game anyway. But if people really want me to and I'm not busy, then I will probably go live just before 3 o'clock on Saturday. And yeah, we'll be doing the match vlog. Will be out for Barnsley hopefully 2 weeks from now. So yeah, as I say, hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone who has. And yeah, England and the full-time manager, we could debate that. We could debate that all night long. I've got a few thoughts on that, but I'm going to wrap it up there. I tell you what, I will plan a video to do that, and I'll put it on TFR Plus, which is kind of getting away from EFL and Stockport County. It's an opportunity for me to talk about other stuff that maybe people on this channel don't want me to talk about, but maybe some do. So that's the idea of that channel. But yeah, thanks to everyone who has tuned in. And who knows, maybe Lee Carsley's watched it. He won't want to watch it when he hears my opinion about him as England manager anyway. That's a bit of a spoiler about how I feel about Lee Carsley as England manager. But yeah, thanks to everyone. One's just come in. I'll read this. Just got home from the game. Amazing performance and fair play to the Everton fans who travelled. Yeah, 100%, yeah. Hopefully it was a good evening at Edgeley Park. Looked it from the weather. Performance looked decent as well. And yeah, fair play to those Everton fans who did travel, because there wasn't loads and loads of County fans who went. So there's going to be, an even smaller amount of Everton fans who went. So fair play to them. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for the comment. Thanks to everyone who has commented. And like I say, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you're all doing well.